Jan was always brave. She stood for things.
But I think Jan has always been ahead of her time.
Her word would be her bond.
Well, I remember knowing about Jan before I met her because, of course, she was so well known in Limerick. She was such a strong champion of women's rights, was pro-choice, which was a brave thing for anyone in politics to be in the 90s. And so I knew of her by reputation even before she joined the Labour Party. And of course, over the years since then, I've come to know her as a fantastic colleague, a comrade and friend. She's been so incredibly principled throughout.
I first met Jan O'Sullivan and her husband Paul in the late 70s when they became supporters of my brother Jim. Jan's ability not to get too excited, to be level-headed, to think things out, be committed to whatever she was doing. One example, I can give you a concrete one in the by-election, which she won in sensational fashion, I suppose, in 1998. Jan canvassed for 13 weeks, 7 days a week, and never once complained that it was too much, that the effort was too much. When Jan got into something, she stuck at it.
When I walk around the streets of Limerick today, I see Jan's legacy, whether it's in community centres in Ross, where there are 3 new secondary schools, because people have found it hard to get children into schools. And when Jan became Minister for Education, she initiated that, and them schools are now up and running. Also the library in UL, and also the development at Moylish, with the Technical University. So Jan has really worked hard for Limerick and as a fantastic public representative.
Well, I worked for Jan from 1998 to 2016. She treated me as an equal, not a secretary. She's just a very kind person and very hardworking and not afraid to speak her mind.
She never compromised her beliefs or her values because there are far too many shapeshifters in politics, and Jan isn't a shapeshifter. And also about how the level of compassion, you know, the energy levels, the fact that she always had time for everybody.
She was particularly strong, of course, around the lead up to repeal when she was the Labour representative on the cross-party group. So she really drove that through within the party and then externally, but doing so in such a collegiate way. One of Jan's real strengths is her ability to bring people with her, to be quietly persuasive and always to remain true to her own principles.
She's still promoting the party. She's still trying to get new people involved. She's still trying to get people interested and working hard for them, which is as enthusiastic as ever. That deserves special recognition.
The professor could come in, or the pauper, and they were treated the same. I've heard her on the phone going from English to Irish to French. Nothing was too much trouble for her. A lady with a capital L.
Sometimes when you look at politics and you look at the Dáil, you think that like you'd almost have to go in and bray and roar and shout and bang your fists, and that's not her style. But at the same time, she was the 14th woman in the history of the state to be appointed to cabinet, so she was well able to get things done. What I would describe as understated, classy, but also, you know, she's very, very likeable. I mean, you'd struggle to meet people who have a bad word to say about her.
I just want to say Gura Mahagat, because every single time I've reached out to you, both since I became party leader and even before that, you have never let me down. You've always said yes to the many requests I've made of you, and I think only you and I know how many those have been. So I just want to say thank you.